so we're going to get started here. Richard, would you say anything first?
Sure. Heavenly Father, we're here to conduct business in the city. We ask for your patience and your knowledge to assist us. Also ask that you bless our city, our state, and our nation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, we'll call the Yale City Commission regular meeting to order.
Mrs. Reese? Here. Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Adsett?
Here.
Mrs. Griffin?
Here.
Item 3, consent agenda, approval of minutes for a regular meeting, October 14th, 2025, approval of claims and financial statements. I would like to have PO numbers 96006, 96010, and 96029 removed from the consent. Anybody else have anything they want to remove?
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Adsett?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Okay, item 4 of those items that I had removed, PO numbers 96006, 96010, and 96029.
Move that we approve.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Adsett?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Abstain. Item 5, public appearances. The public may address the mayor and city commission at this time regarding matters over which the commission has control that are not listed on the agenda. The city commission is prohibited by Oklahoma open meeting law from discussing or taking any action on matters presented during this time and may refer such items to appropriate staff members for resolution. Title 25, Section 301. Does anybody have anything they want to bring before the board at this time? Mr. Ledger.
Okay, on the agenda later is the senior center, and it's concerning a board for the center. And I would like to just discuss some things not having to do with the board, but the center itself. We had to deal with leasing the property and stuff to the center when I was a commissioner. With the appliances, when they broke down, that came before us. There was contracts from way back when the center used to be in the VP Onward. They literally pooled their money, they worked to earn money to buy that, they couldn't get enough to buy the property and the building. There was some kind of a deal made way back then between the city and them to jointly purchase this project. And I don't know, where are these contracts now? And they were supposed to be here, they were. Some of them were here when I was a commissioner. So my concern is, who actually owned the building? Did the senior centers own the building and the city own the land? When they, how did they split that up into purchase? They jointly bought it. The seniors earned money and with grants hired a contractor to recondition the building. Volunteers, me being one of them, we worked on the building to refurbish it for the seniors, not the city. Was the building the city's or the senior centers? So when it's rebuilt, who does it really belong to? Did the city lose the building or did the center lose the building? As far as the equipment, every spoon, fork, pot, and pan, the plates, the dough machine, the stoves, refrigerators. That stuff, as it broke, came, a few times came before the board, and they were always told, the city doesn't own your equipment. If it breaks, you replace it. So they were made when I was a commissioner to replace equipment as it went down. So where's the equipment? Who owns the equipment? Can you have a board come in and have someone run a restaurant if you don't own the equipment? So I think you need to get with the old board and the manager of the center and find out actually who owns what before you move forwards. there's a lot of questions here. Who owns anything? And what do you have? So that's all I wanted to bring up is, you know, we can't run a pool. How's the city gonna run a center as an actual restaurant and make money? It's gonna take people working together like we did in the past. Thank you.
Anybody else?
You ladies want to speak? No? Yeah? All right, so 29 is the number. 29 days ago, I filled out the Freedom of Information Act with your city clerk. 29 days ago. I got told to write some stuff on there. Your forms, lacking, to put it mildly, very lacking. There's no lines for items, there's hardly anything on it. So I did exactly what she asked. I wrote her an email the next day. Very explicit on what I wanted. Matter of fact, I called Roger McMillan that morning, and the next morning, which was Friday morning, Roger McMillan called me. We talked about that email. He had been contacted by Deanna and got that email. There was probably 15, 20 items, emails, pictures, so on and so forth. And I want you guys to know, but for the last year prior to this job, and I do work in engineering, I work as ops manager for a fire detection company. I put in over 100 permits with the state fire marshal. I knew the rules before you guys ever broke the rules, or well, you guys didn't break the rules, the city broke the rules, and they didn't break them. That was what it was pertaining to. When I got down there on Tuesday, I got a piece of paper. I got charged $6.15 for a piece of paper that I was told by the clerk and by Mr. McMillan that was readily accessible to be copied. $6.15 for a single piece of paper. I asked where the rest of it was at. I sent an email, very explicit. As a matter of fact, she even said I sent her an explicit email. I asked why I hadn't got my paperwork. She only had one good arm, guys. If you want to hear the recording, you can. Now, I'm looking, when she walked in tonight, I noticed that we got two good arms. 28 days. I don't think that that's what you call freedom of information request timely manner. I just don't think that's the way it works. And I talked to other people, and it seems to be the given. It's kind of a stall process. So if somebody wanted me to call back, and that was a giggle, a laugh, let's make him do circles and jump through hoops for us. If I've got to be the guy that has to tell somebody at City Hall to do their job, then I also should be the old boy to be able to write them up or cut them. Do we not think that way? Because somebody's getting paid to make sure that gets done. And I talked to some people, and that's a violation of not giving me those records. Now, I was told when asked, went into great detail. Oh yeah, so-and-so discussed it with us. So-and-so was involved. Matter of fact, Roger McMillan is involved in this conversation. He's on the emails and stuff. Where are they at? Been busy. It's got one arm. When's one arm going to be no excuse? When am I going to get my paperwork? Because I put in another request that Tuesday following that Wednesday, and I didn't send that email in. Do you guys know why? I'm still waiting on the first one. 28 days, a month. Yeah, we had a holiday in there, so we'll chalk that up. We had a holiday in there. And she did have surgery that Friday after I gave it to her on Thursday when I spoke to her on Wednesday. We got to do better. Now, I don't know who's in charge down there. It kind of looks like there's maybe just kind of running rampant. Whoever does what, whenever, maybe there's no communication. I'm sure when this gets done, Roger's going to tell me to contact him tomorrow, and I will, because maybe Roger's the only one that can get any movement down there. But if they have a boss, and that individual's not doing their job, and that boss won't do anything, I don't know if you guys know it as board members. Do you guys know that you're their boss? Maybe you should ask. I don't really know what's going on, but this is getting a little bit ridiculous. When I can't get information that is by law allowed for me to get, we have a problem. No excuses. Visited with them, not once but twice. Sent the email. Discussed that. In both phone conversations, or both visual conversations like this, and talked to Roger about it. Where is my paperwork? And the next question I got is, why is something that's readily available that you make a copy cost me $6.15? I probably are going to get close to 100 sheets of paper out of this. Now, per her, they're emails. Emails. Click, open, print. I do it all the time at work, guys. Again, I'm a country boy, not difficult. If someone needs me to come down there and show them, maybe we do. send somebody back maybe to learn how to use Adobe or Acrobat, that kind of stuff, who knows? Windows may be a problem. We need to get this taken care of. It's not a when and if, it's a why is it not? And then you gotta start asking yourself, why is it even being drug out to begin with? Because when people start dragging crap out, you kind of got to thinking maybe the stuff that you're asking for isn't exactly what they want now. And I can't go to the next state official without that documentation from them stating this is what they said, heard, and did to give to them to counteract it. So I'm going to stand still. Can I get my paperwork? Can you guys please, as a board, maybe step outside later, make a phone call tomorrow and say, can we get the boys' paperwork? And please don't give me a $625 bill on 100 sheets of paper or less. That's what I'm expecting. I mean, I really thought a copy was what, like maybe 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, $6.15? And readily accessible is what I got told. Ongoing project, right there. It's easy to get. That's my complaint for the month. I hope somebody does something, because I guess my next step maybe is, after I talk to Rogers, contact somebody at the state. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of violation to the civil rights or something that I'm probably able to affect. I don't want to go there. I don't think the board wants to spend the money on that. Well, the board won't, the city will, fighting it, but you know what I'm saying. It's just simple paperwork. Guys, appreciate your time.
Anybody else? Okay, moving on. Item 6, resolutions. Consideration, discussion, and action on resolution number 14-2025. A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Yale, Oklahoma to sign and issue an election proclamation calling for the 2026 general election and runoff election if needed in the city of Yale, Oklahoma.
This is just our standard resolution for filing will be next month, and then the election will be in February and April. This is for seat 5.
Make a motion that we approve resolution number 14-2025.
Second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radsett?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item B, consideration, discussion, and action on resolution number 15-2025. A resolution establishing the fee schedule for open record search, inspection, and reproduction fees pursuant to the provisions of the Oklahoma Open Records Act, Title 51, Section 24A1 of the Oklahoma statutes for the city of Yale, Oklahoma.
This is a follow-up, you might say, or a corollary to the ordinance last month, where we revised the open records ordinance to comply with the new state statute. The fact that the state statute says that when you adopt that state statute, you will also adopt a new fee schedule. And so by virtue of the fact that we did that last month, we need to adopt a new fee schedule. This proposed fee schedule is generally taken from about 5, 6, or 7 other municipalities all in our area. And it's not the lowest, but about the second or third lowest. There are several that are quite a bit higher than this. So this is at the lower end of the 6 or 7, Stillwater, Perkins. I'm going brain dead, which all ones we looked at, but about 5 or 6. So I'd recommend it be approved. Whether or not you like the fee schedule, that would be something that if you wish to change, now would be the time to do it. But we need to approve a new fee schedule one way or the other, regardless of what the numbers are.
It's more or less just a housekeeping
Very much so, yes, sir.
and to bring us up in compliance with the state.
Say again.
Bring us up into compliance with the state.
Yes.
I think they seem pretty, I mean, $2 for fax, which I don't know if anybody does faxes anymore, and quarter a page. I think for,
A quarter a page?
yeah.
Well, do I get a refund?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 15-2025.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radsett?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item 7, ordinances. Consideration, discussion, and action on ordinance number 425, an ordinance amending the employee retirement system, defining benefit plan for the city of Yale, Oklahoma, providing retirement benefits for the eligible employees of the city of Yale, Oklahoma, pertaining to the definition of compensation, providing for repealer and severability.
So this is an ordinance to go along with the medical stipend policy that was approved last month. This will make that where those stipends are not pensionable, which will essentially save the city money on pension costs. So there's also what the medical joiner plan agreement does as well. Those are both, and those go into effect January 1st.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 425.
Second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item 7B, consideration, discussion, and action on ordinance number 426, an ordinance amending chapter 16 of the LCA Code, provide for an abatement costs, adopting article 10 of chapter 16 of the Yale City Code to include sections 16-71 through 16-77 of the Municipal Code Lien Enforcement Act of 2025 and declaring an effective date.
This is more than likely the last of our cleanup ordinances as a result of the last legislature's session and statutes that they passed. This one shocked me, to tell you the truth. I'd forgotten it was even under consideration. Probably one of the more beneficial changes in the statutes in terms of beneficial to municipalities, anything I've seen them do in many, many years. For as far back as I can remember, the only opportunity for municipalities to refund, to recover the cost of that municipality for code violation enforcement was through a levy against the ad valorem tax base, which is a cumbersome, laborious, and very long process.
And that never worked.
And it hardly ever works. That's correct, Richard. This statute allows that a municipality, if you follow the procedures and you meet the requirements, one of which is that the lien is $1,500 or more, it allows the municipality to foreclose on the land in the exact same manner that a bank can foreclose on a mortgage if the mortgage is not paid. It's a way, way different process. It's a much quicker process. And I haven't done it yet because you all haven't adopted this. It just went into effect November 1st. But my belief would be, my prediction would be that it will be far, far less expensive of a process in terms of collecting past due liens because of code enforcement and things of that sort. So it allows, again, once certain requirements are met, the $1,500 minimum, you can't do it on a $242 lien that you got because of mowing a yard. It's got to be 7 of those that totaled up over $1,500 or whatever it is. You've got to give a 6-month notification, but once you do all of those things, the alternative is to go to district court and file a foreclosure, just as I say, exactly like a bank would do if a bank foreclosed on a mortgage. So I very much recommend passage of it.
Well, I know in the past that it's been very cumbersome to get anything done on abatements.
Real tough.
Whenever we've gone to a lot of expense, you can't find the people.
Apparently, from what I'm told, this was about a 3 or 4 year lobby effort by the municipal league to finally get it adopted.
Well, in reading that, I see that it's really beneficial to the city and really the people, for that matter.
And I should also say it is not retroactive. any liens that the city may have created or any obligations that may have been created 6 months or 18 months ago, or whatever the case may be, are not covered by this. Only those that would be created beginning, if you pass this the way it's written, that would be created after the 30th of December this year.
Any discussion?
Seems to me it's a step in the right direction. I think we need to have some teeth and some ways to enforce some of the.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 426.
Roger, it
Yes.
says declaring an effective date. Do we need to include that in the motion?
I don't think so, Mayor, because it's in the body of the ordinance. It's on that last or the next to last sentence of the ordinance itself. It declares what the effective date is.
Okay.
So I think it's okay the way it is.
I'll second Richard's motion.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item 8, general orders, consideration, discussion, and action, fiscal year 2025-2026 budget amendments.
These are just excess revenues received, and then allocated appropriately. Is there any questions on any of them?
I make a motion that we approve the 2025-2026 budget amendments.
Second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Okay, 8B, consideration, discussion, and action on a master defined benefit plan joinder agreement with Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund.
So this is the second part that attaches to that ordinance, making that exception for those medical stipend payments.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the master defined benefit plan rejoinder agreement with OMRF.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item C, consideration, discussion, and action on medical transportation membership through VACU.
Les is not here. I would recommend we table this.
Table it till,
He did say he was gonna be here. He anticipated not being more than 15 minutes late, so he may have gotten.
I make a motion we table this subject to call.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item D, consideration, discussion, and action on payments to Pittsburgh Builders LLC in the amount of $34,634.20 for application number 9.
This is on the senior center.
I'll make a motion that we approve the payment in the amount of $34,634.20 for application number 9.
Second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item E, consideration, discussion, and action on a proposal for an annual incentive payment to the City of Yale full-time employees for the month of December 2025.
This is just the annual incentive payments. It's put on the agenda. You have in your packet a list of the last 7 years and our current employee count. I just missed him.
So I make a motion that we can keep these same amounts this, for the full-time employees, the $500
Yeah.
for full-time.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Abstain. Item F, consideration, discussion, and action on a proposal for an annual incentive payment for the city jail part-time employees for the month of December 2025.
Make a motion that we continue that at $250 per part-time employee.
I'll second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes. Item 9, miscellaneous, consideration, discussion, and action regarding management, operation, for governance of the Yale Senior Citizens Center.
We wanted to bring this before the board again to see exactly what the board's thinking on how we're gonna move forward after the building's finished. So I know in the past, Gene and the senior board has ran it, and they ran it really well, you know, there's no issue there. But I know that some people have said that some seniors have said that they wanted activities. So, that's why we're trying to figure out what exactly we want to do. I mean,
Well, I know last month we had discussed putting something out for the city, asking the citizens if there was any interest in being on that board.
I think we got 3.
Yes.
We
And
got-
it was just put out
Since
this week,
Monday.
right?
Yeah, and it wasn't put out, I don't think we've given it enough time.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, I'm not opposed to you guys being on the board and running it, if you're still interested.
I kind of think, I'm with Jason, but I also think we need some new people to kind of blend the old and the new, just broaden the board to make, for some people who are maybe, how do I say this? Because I'm a senior, but a little bit younger, so we can get some more activities, get some more people willing to, be there later in the afternoon or into the evening. And I mean, we really are spending a lot of money on this, and I think it's going to be wonderful. But I think we need more things available for people to do. And I would love it if we could have a blending of get some new board members or some new staff, but with the expertise with.
Well, and two, the information just went out this week, asking for people that are interested, and from what I understand, there's several that have stepped forward this week, expressing
Yeah.
interest in it. And I really think that it'd be a good idea to put it off for one more month, to get a better list, better listing of people that are interested in doing it.
Well, but it's
But
almost,
we have to have an effective board.
we do, but it's almost, we should have been working on this earlier, but we didn't, and so here we are. But
I
when
had
we're-
talked with these two ladies prior to, and, the grant for the 17,000 that was talked about last month, they had applied for it and they received it, but because they were left out of everything, they reneged on it and gave it back. So I don't know where you're gonna get your food money now for serving the seniors.
We never got a grant for 17,000. We have never had a grant for $17,000 or $18,000. The most we have ever had was maybe 14,000. That was for a year. This year, I got a grant for $10,000 with the stipulation that we were open and up and running by the end of the year. That was under the name Yale Senior Citizen Center, which is a 501c, an independent private name. And I'm not being hateful, I'm just
I'm sorry.
telling you the facts. It is a nonprofit, it is a 501c.
Thank you. Our clerk told us last month that it was $17,000.
And it was
I appreciate the clarification. That
No,
helps us
today
know
is
what's going on.
$17,000.
Know what's going on.
And
But we had
You
the,
don't get notification of your grants.
That's the problem.
That's what goes in.
Well, Jane, do you have
On
a,
the sheet.
do you have a board?
we have a board, yes, I'm only a president. I am not a manager. I was there all the time. Kay is a secretary. We have a board, myself and 5 members. And I was elected as president,
Well-
and have been for the last 10 years.
When do you have your board meetings and I really would like to see some of the previous board work with some new people and really get this place going again. I mean, Oilton's hopping and Cushing's hopping and, you know, there are other, and we're small and we need this. If we aren't gonna we never should have taken the money to build it if we weren't gonna run it and have something really good for the community and to have, you know, events there and people renting it, that sort of thing. So I think I would like to see some kind of compromise if it's possible, because I think it has been really well run but I also know that there's people that really want more activities. And I know you've expressed that you have tried that in the past, but there's a new generation of seniors out there that maybe would like something.
That you,
We would have liked to see those seniors, but we had the same people. And look at yourself. Philip is the only one out of this whole group that has ever darkened the doors to have lunch with us. And I've been there for 13 years till the building blew down.
well, I came in for meetings a couple of times.
I don't remember,
It's going to go.
but we did have beans on Friday.
Jane, do you have meetings?
We had
You
our,
and your board?
yes, the second, once a month, second Monday of the month. Uh-huh.
Second Monday of the month?
Citizens open.
And where do you have it?
Everybody's,
What time?
Building. Now we don't have it. At this time, we're not having it.
When is your next meeting?
We don't have one scheduled because we don't have any place to,
And we don't have any business.
and we have nothing to go over.
What kind of board terms do you have? I mean, is it
Term limits.
a 3-year term, a 2-year term, you re-elected, do you have,
Yearly.
so it's an 1
And
year?
most of the time, nobody wants to be, you can nominate somebody, but they don't want to be on the board.
Well, right, that makes
You know.
sense.
And most of the time, they wind up just rolling over the same.
Well, I'd like to go to one of your meetings and just, and see what you propose for the coming year. Once this thing is opened up and going, to see what your interests are, or what their interests are as far as any activities. Because, you know, the senior citizens in town would probably appreciate knowing what you got planned. I know people are talking about having different classes, you know, basket weaving or what, you know, whatever. But having different classes.
We have tried all of that stuff and nothing has worked. Tom Rieger came and gave sourdough bread, bacon mixing and baking lessons. I think that lasted 2 weeks and nobody showed after that.
Well, it's kind of hard to fault the administration for that.
The talk is there but the action is not there. It's just,
Interest isn't there.
it's,
Well, what do y'all suggest?
I don't know. I don't know if,
Well, what was different I lived in where I've lived for, well, ever since we moved here, so, you know, over 45 years. And I can remember driving by that and walking by and, you know, when Betty was there and Pell and, you know, Margie and all these, and they had parties and they had dances and they had, you know, they had went on trips and it was just like, man, I wish I was old enough to enjoy all that. But so you think it's just a change like everything else, people just aren't interested in committing? I mean,
That's exactly it.
or do you think we with a new center, a new day, try it again and see what happens? Because I know there's several people who play dominoes 2 days a week, and they might like to play dominoes at the senior center instead of.
We offered that, we offered bingo, and you know what we were told when we tried the bingo? I went out and bought candy bars and all this kind of stuff for treats, for,
Yeah.
But it was gambling.
yes. No, they'd rather go home and take a nap.
Well, I think you might have a new group of seniors don't want to nap. So,
I mean, you get that age in there, and you get these 75, 80-year-old people. We are already, we're there. Already, I guess, did their active part of life, I guess. I don't know what you want to say. But now that we're tired, we're ready to rest.
But they love getting those meals delivered.
But yes, but they still love getting those meals delivered to their house so that they don't have to get out and get out.
Well, I've received a phone call from a gentleman that ran he hosted a dance at for the Cushing Senior Center. And they lost their location, and they're really interested in bringing it to Yale. So that would be something else that we could possibly add to. They have live music once a month, and so they would pack the house.
Only
So
once a month
I
now?
think it was once a month. It may have been
They
more,
used to have it every Friday night.
but
They're tired.
They are very
Yeah, I wanted to take a nap.
Went to take a nap,
Two
yeah.
bars only go so far.
they are
I
very
think
interested in
they're-
bringing it to Yale since they lost their location in Cushing. So
Well, I think they're having it at the old Baptist church now, we were told, but I don't
How long did you talk
know
to
that
them?
that's permanent, you know, so. Yeah, that was a week ago.
When did you talk to them?
it's been a couple of weeks ago.
Well, sales pitch. I mean, just because they did it once there doesn't mean they're gonna get it all.
I think I think it's approach, and I think it's marketing, and I think there's and I know you said, expressed, and I realize that you have tried a lot of things, but the newer generation of senior citizens, let's put it that way, are more computer savvy, maybe, and putting things out on social media and all those kind of things. I just really have visions that it's going to be it. I'm talking about myself. I know there's a need for Meals on Wheels, that sort of thing. I'm not interested particularly in going and eating there, but I am interested in having a place to have activities and have a party room, or, we used to have the city party there. The library could have our bingo there instead of at the school. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunities, and, even a rental fee. I think there's a lot. I think it's a new day, a new building,
Well, we're gonna have,
new year.
whenever this thing is finished and completed, which is not gonna be too far off, I think that we need to really get the word out, advertising and notes or whatever, but to get people to come in and look at the new facility.
Have an open house or a ribbon cutting.
Well, yeah, and, but anyway, if you have a crowd, which we probably will, and then hit them then. Ask people to either have a notepad down so they can write down what they would like to see done at the center as far as activities or meals or whatever.
Oh, I misunderstood you. I thought you said pat down. No, pat down. I was going, whoa.
That's only when they're coming in.
Well,
But there'll be a crowd. There'll be a lot of people at the open house. And
You do have a lot of people come into an open house, and then you never see them again. They come in, they pick up the prizes that you gave. We had that. We did that.
all you can do is try.
I know, but after a while, you just get
How many people did you feed a day, on average?
13 to 15. But we did offer meals delivered, and we delivered them around town. We didn't go, we had people call nearly to Stillwater that wanted us to bring them meals, but that's just too far.
Yeah.
So,
Phil and Betty, they had it going pretty lively, and they talked to me. I bought the old snooker table. They needed money for equipment if something had broken. They said they was just tired, and they just wanted to draw back to cooking and not sit out there if it was just 2 or 3 people for the whole day. As far as the board goes, the board is actually voted on by the entire community of the elderly who go there. They pick their own board members and they vote on them. So the board of the center has always been the seniors of Yale. They pick the board. And my own observation, the ladies get there early to work. You know, they plan their dinners, they go in, they prep, they cook the lunch, and they're serving by 10:30. So they're up pretty early and they're working. So 3 o'clock's a long day because they've already been up since 4. So it's hard to ask them to run games and stuff till 6 o'clock.
I don't think anyone's asking them to do that.
No, but they just can't do it, but they could.
There could be games while they're open.
Somebody could be made responsible to take care of the place in the afternoons or something and clean it up, so they don't have to come in and clean up another person's mess. So that might be something. But they depend on the money that they use to lease the building to help pay for the foods and stuff and the bills when they lease it for weddings and stuff. So, but there's a lot of hours that are open if somebody could run it and be liable for the trash and the cleanup and not letting people go in and raid the kitchen and stuff.
when we say we're independent, and that's how we operate, but if the city takes it over and it becomes a community center, that, that what we do doesn't count. But when we say we're independent, that means we buy our own food, we prepare our own food from scratch, and we serve it. And we were there from 8:30 in the morning till 1:30. That was our hours. And that's where I took it over way back in 10. Well, that's where I started. I was the secretary for 2 years under Mary. But that's what we took over. And at that time, Betty was she taught me. She was there to be my guidance and pass on what she knew and her knowledge. And the one thing she did tell me was, don't start pouring your money into it because it'll drain you dry and whatnot. But I didn't listen like she did. So, I mean, you just, when you see need, you use it. We did not. We were supposed to feed from 55 on. And that was our own rules. But we fed anybody else. Anybody came in, we fed them. We weren't prejudiced. So.
We used to order a lot, and we weren't quite there yet.
Karen, you had signed up to speak on this. did you?
Yeah, well, and I've kind of said some stuff, but maybe there just needs to be, okay, I guess there's still confusion as to who owns the building, who owns the land. That the community needs clarification on that. But if there's a board for the Yale senior citizens that's willing to do the food preparation and dispensing of the food and clean up after themselves, maybe there just needs to be a volunteer activity board aside from that can handle the dance thing, collection of fees that would be charged for the use of the building, because there's power and there's cleanup and all that. And it just be a volunteer thing. I mean, there's no money to pay them unless it's off of what's collected from rentals for baby showers or a wedding shower or a dance or something like that, I mean, there could be money to.
Well, that's basically what they had.
Yeah, that money's gotta go back to the seniors.
Well, not if it's not the seniors that are doing it.
Yeah, but that's how they bought their stuff.
They bought their stuff with a grant.
You're not gonna buy food for a year for $10,000.
We started with that money from the lease and from the fee they made off the side.
Well, then somebody from the seniors is gonna have to participate in all the activities.
Just close it down.
When they had the dances up there, they charged, I don't know what. I can't even think what the man's name was. Get it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, they charged a fee for coming in, and they brought potluck. You know, they brought food in with them, and whatnot. And basically, at that time we had a janitor. The senior citizens had a janitor, and he cleaned up the mess. But the next day, cleaned the floors and whatnot.
Well, he was paid through Green Thumb or something like that, wasn't he?
Nope, he was paid by us.
Okay.
As,
I just wonder if there are any,
and he got his meals free for he and his wife for doing the janitor.
Well, there is some funding through co-ed, to the aging. Because I spoke to someone there after, when Clarissa was here, I made a couple of phone calls, and there is funding available. Just have to, and they were familiar with Yale, so I think not a lot.
They use co-ed.
At co-ed.
We use co-ed, and
Yeah.
we have used co-ed, and I had to call her and talk to her after we found out we weren't involved in it any longer. And we got our, from Community Expansion of Nutrition Assistance, is what we got ours.
Okay. Thank you.
well, the city owns the building, the city owns the land, but
Really?
I don't want to.
They better,
be
we've been
the,
paying to fix it, and
I don't.
if we've been paying
I
to
don't
fix it,
wanna
somebody owes
dictate-
us a lot of money.
the council to run it. And I think that the board and then an executive president or whatever that is elected by the board should do that. You know, we take care of the maintenance, the upkeep, but as far as us hiring an employee and running it, myself, I'd rather not do that.
Me too.
The way it was run before was just fine.
Tell them what you You know what I drew a month for running this?
Zero.
$200. That's
Oh.
what we draw. That's what everybody draw for years ahead of me. And I did all the food buying, except for when somebody would go to Sam's or,
And that was
And we
her
planned-
expense.
and we planned the meals ourselves because that's just the way it's set up. We were independent. We didn't go through Project Heart because Project Heart is a whole different thing. But anyway, you do what you need to do.
Well, let me ask you this, would you be opposed to, if we kept the same board that you have, would you be opposed to having new members come down and join and maybe have some younger, more energetic people that don't need a nap to come in and do the activities and do a dance or?
We have always tried for that. We've
Okay.
always, that's always been our goal to have it.
Always encouraged it.
But our membership, our people that come in, I don't know what, the group of people that
Regulars.
regulars that came in and whatnot, they said that we only needed 5 board members at this time any longer. I just go by what the CPA tells me and whatnot, so. Yeah, we do try to follow the rules. But if we can stay independent, that's one thing. But if we have to be ruled and told what to do by somebody else, I can't do that.
I don't think that's what we
That's,
want
No.
at all.
And
that's
I'm
what anyone
81 years
wants.
old.
I think it's
And
just that no one wants to pay that much for a building and it just sit there.
right.
But part of my question to Philip the other day was that it is a 501c nonprofit. From the best I remember, the city cannot be a 501c, nor can they control a 501c. Is that right or wrong?
City already has a higher status than 501c3. City is government, and government is a higher status than that,
Right.
much higher. And I'm not sure what you mean by the word control of 501c3, but
Tell them what to do.
I don't know. And I
Well, does the
guarantee
city
you,
have a contract with this group to run?
used to.
I don't know.
So has the contract expired or did you just, because of the way?
It got renewed every year,
Okay.
so it
But
does
it's
expired,
It's
yeah.
expired now.
Building little way.
Well, considering that we didn't get our post out, asking for, citizen participation until just recently, I'd like to table this for another month, see if we get any more people calling in, want to be involved, and then work with the group that we already have and see if we can make a better group and get some more things going on down there and some more involvement and make it a hopping place.
Or we don't have to have another contract drawn up.
If we have an outside entity operate that facility, yes. And obviously, the corporate entity that's been referred to would be an outside entity. So we would have to have a new contract drawn up if that's the direction you go.
Okay.
Or any other outside organization. If the Chamber of Commerce were to take over management, we'd have.
There you go, then.
That was a rapid no.
Yes, it was.
They voted.
Well, I think that's probably the direction that we would want to go.
Yes, we would need to have a contract.
In that time frame, Jason, you think we could have the open house? And get people like Richard said, I think people would come
I don't
in.
see why we couldn't. I
When-
mean, if it's
Before
ready
we
to
make any
open,
more
then we could
decision,
have
I
an
think-
open house and get more people.
Generate
interested.
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
When are you supposed to get the keys?
Wasn't it November 1st?
When are we supposed to be done?
You got Sarah's one. They said the middle of November, and
Here we are.
here
Almost.
we are. I know they got a punch list they got to do to clean everything up. There's going to be issues that they find that need to be patched and going on. I would say basically we should have the keys by December 1st.
Okay.
When is the Christmas parade? Could it be in conjunction?
It's the November 30th.
That Sunday, it's a Sunday, so. So we could have a,
People in town.
Well, if we get it earlier,
There's a
we could
lot
have
of
an open
people
house
in
then,
town,
but
man. It's just a thought.
I just,
Let's have a big party, right?
Which we wouldn't need board approval to have an open house, so, I mean, if we wanna table this for another month and then we can discuss it again in December and see where.
but in the meantime, have an open house.
Yeah, if we get
If
the
it's
keys and we can
open.
have
Yeah.
an open house, you guys wanna come down and see what we've got and.
Last I saw, there was a big hole in the kitchen floor that people trip over. I didn't know if they could fix that. It's a 1 inch deep hole around the grease pit, manhole. They they poured the floor higher than the grease pit now, Holland, somebody hit the floor. So it's like, that much of a drop right in the center of the floor. Really dangerous.
Well, that will be my motion to table this until the December meeting.
That's like,
Mrs. Reese,
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Radford,
yes,
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Want to go back to that item?
I will make a motion that we
go back.
go back to item 8C, consideration, discussion, and action on the medical transportation membership that you got here.
There a second?
Second.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Radford,
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Let's get that in your packet. Awesome. My name is Les McGee. I apologize for being late today. Thank you for the reconsideration to talk about this amazing membership. Wanted to see if this is something that could be offered to the staff, maybe cover employees with, as a voluntary benefit. The great thing about this is it covers all ground, all air across the United States and Canada. So whatever insurance doesn't pay, this membership helps to take care of the back end, which, as we all know, what's it cost? Anybody know anybody that's had to fly on one of those helicopters? How much did it cost?
At least 30.
30 easy.
30 easy, right? Having this kind of membership helps to alleviate those expenses if somebody has to fly. On the
Does it
ground,
pay partial, or it picks up what insurance doesn't?
what insurance doesn't pay, takes care of the balance bill. There's no cap, which is good with this membership. So it'll pay whatever the expense is for ground and air. There's also some other things that are listed that are not insurance related that are part of this membership. Who's covered with the membership? It's husband, wife, legally recognized domestic partner, dependent children up until their 26th birthday. So if your kids are away at college, they're covered with this membership. If they're still living at home, they're covered. If, like my daughter, before she was 20, when she was 23, she got married and moved out on her own, so I couldn't cover her with the membership anymore. It's actually worked for me. My daughter, 6 years ago, we'd never had any medical issues whatsoever, had a seizure one night on a Thursday night, had to be transported. We live 8 miles outside of Stillwater from our house into Stillwater Medical Center, got a $1,500 bill for the ground transport. My health insurance only paid $341 of that bill. So I get the balance bill. So submit the bill with the EOB and they get the bill taken care of, so you don't have to worry about that balance situation. If you have to fly, the same kind of thing happens. So it's something that we like to introduce to see if we can cover employees with. I've had some cities in the past that have covered their volunteer firemen with this as a thank you for the volunteer firemen, because it's an inexpensive thing that can be given for all the great service and things they do as well. So it doesn't matter what ground service, it doesn't matter what air service across the United States and Canada this covers. Pretty amazing product for $16 a month, as you can see. Not everybody in here has it, so it's only $16 a month to cover basically a family.
Do you guys have, excuse me, do you have the helicopters?
We don't own a helicopter, we're after the fact.
Okay.
So I used to work years ago, I used to work for AirMed Care Network, AirEvac, when they had the base in Cushing.
Yeah.
Love the helicopter. I still carry the coin from that helicopter service in my pocket because I love what they do and what they stand for. The thing about that membership is I could never guarantee the helicopter, right? Because there's multiple helicopters all over here. So with this membership, it doesn't matter what ground service, it doesn't matter what air service, it's after the fact, after it's used, it gets submitted to insurance. Whatever insurance doesn't pay, you get the EOB from your health insurance, explanation of benefits, and the bill from the transport company. You get that and you submit it to EVACU, they take care of the bill.
Has it been around for quite a while?
This company's been around for 5 years.
For 5 years.
5 years? Yes, ma'am.
Are you only offered through employers?
We can offer it through employers. There's individual rates as well. It's a little bit more expensive. If we are able to make a group with 3 or more, then that's where this discount pricing comes into play. For the same membership for an individual, and I've got some of that stuff with me, so I can leave that, but it's $32 a month for the same situation. The global is $40. So, you know, as you see on your page, it's 16 and 20. It's just doubles the price.
So if you had a group of senior citizens going to the senior citizen center,
I would love to
form a group, and they could get that service as a group.
If I can create a group to do that, yeah, with more than 3 people. As long as we can take one check, they'll only take one. They won't take, like, if there's 20, it's got to be
They
one
just
check.
pay them and then they write you a check.
Robert will pay for it.
Yeah.
Robert got it.
So,
I got permission.
Well, so
I'm licensed.
Deanna, Philip, is this something that's going to be, that you said it's a voluntary thing, so it's going to be employee expense. It's not going to be an expense of the city. It's going to be, the employee wants to have it for their family?
It has to be one check, so if it was deducted from the check, and is that possible?
Yeah,
I mean, is that what you're thinking? Or is this something you want additional benefit for the employee that's paid for?
Well, that's up to the board. I mean, you know.
I think it'd be a great benefit for the employees. Really.
Well, a great benefit, you mean the city should pay for it or the employee could pay for it?
I think the city could take care of it. To be honest with you, as a benefit.
That's a pretty big benefit. I think our city we have amazing benefits already. Paying someone's health premium, their entire premium is a big deal, and that kind of thing. We have good benefits. So I don't know. I know it's only $16, but you multiply that by.
I'm down to 2 utility workers.
I know.
You know.
So.
They seem to not. I'm getting off subject. I'm sorry.
20 employees is $4,000 a year.
I think you are.
you know, in some situations, we have some employers will pay the whole thing. Some of them will subsidize it. So some of them will do $8 instead of the 16. Everybody, it's whatever you want to do. Just getting it for people. If they have to use a ground ambulance or a helicopter, you guys will be the heroes.
I understand that. So have you had any interest? Is this something you got at a conference or something, Philip, or has there been somebody that expressed
No,
interest?
Les just showed up and.
Okay.
We haven't talked to anybody about it.
Okay.
I think it would be a great benefit that employees could opt into, and if they want to do it, then they can have their $16 withheld from their check. But then if we don't have 3, we run into a problem, so.
We did have a policy like this when I worked in Perkins. It was with ARIVAC, but it was $50 a year for the employee, and the city covered that, and you could add dependents onto it, so it was quite a bit cheaper.
Quite a bit cheaper.
We
Yeah.
did have employees use it while I was there, and they were very, it was very beneficial to them. So, but we could set it up either way. I have not gauged interest from the employees just because I didn't know if it was something that we were going to pick up, but it's definitely something we could put out there.
How many full-time employees do we have?
I believe we have 14.
Okay,
Full-time?
Yes, I believe.
so
how's your solvency of your company?
Yes, we have
Yeah, you got financial statements showing you
14
pay the
full-time
claims
and
and all
9
that?
part-time.
I can get that and have it, not a problem.
Well, probably wouldn't be a bad
would
idea for them to
the
have
would
some.
commissioners qualify on that?
I mean, usually that's
Commissioners
based
can
on
be
how
covered. It's happened in other cities, but I think the commissioners, from my understanding, you would have to pay for it, but you could be part of the group. I don't know that the city can pay for that. he would be able to tell you the legalities, but you could pay for yours and be part of the group.
Separately.
Correct. Am I correct?
Correct.
Good, because I've been down that road before.
This guy's a good salesman. He's a good salesman.
There goes your $20.
Yeah.
Right. Get a free ride. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, but if we.
After taxes, I owe them.
You still have $7.
Oh, that's true.
In my situation, my personal situation, when my daughter had that happen, it was $1,100 bill. 30 days later, we had another trip, and it was $1,500. And since the ground ambulance was out of network, my only network, which is LifeNet, my health insurance refused to pay the second one. So this covers it, and the way I figured it, my little $16 a month was paid up for a little over 7 years. So I was thankful that I didn't have to write those checks. Also, when this is utilized, it goes against your deductibles. So it helps to, because it's one of the first things typically that happens. So it helps to keep the employee from having the exposure to deductibles as well. So there's just some really neat benefits to having this in place.
I think it's sounds like a great program, but I think that employees could opt in on it and cover the expense.
Well, that's, for employees, if we paid it, it would be less than $200 a year.
Get my calculator out because I don't do math in my head anymore.
No, it'd be more than that. That's 16 a month.
16 a month.
Well, he was just doing 20 times.
Yeah, 16.
Was I right?
16 times 12 is 192. Times 14, 2688. Divided by 12, be 224 a month.
Because their health insurance doesn't cover any of that now.
Right.
Well, I still think it'd be a good benefit.
Mine doesn't either. For the state.
Well, mine covers it.
Yeah, mine does too.
No
But I just-
service is
but I would
covered
still do
under
it.
their insurance, the city's insurance?
Huh?
Doesn't cover any transportation?
I don't honestly know, I've never had to have that, so I don't know. I know the one employee that we had that used it when I was in Perkins, it was a very small amount that they covered. It was an air life flight, and they got like a $35,000 bill, and that was 20 years ago, so I'm sure it's more than that now. But I know a lot of times ambulance service is not covered, so, but I never had to deal with it here.
I think it'd be great if you could speak with all of our full-time and part-time employees and see what kind of interest we would have if it was a benefit that they had to opt into, see what kind of interest we would have. See if it'd be worth something considering, or
Would you like to tailor this to next
With it
month,
being medical,
or-
could it come out pre-tax?
It's a membership.
So it's not pre-tax?
And if you want me to come over and do that for you, because you got a million things to do, I can talk to all of the people.
I can kind of, I can check with most of the staff and see if there's an interest there.
Whatever I
We
need.
could send out some communication.
Yeah, I can put out
I think that's a great idea.
payroll stuff.
I think maybe if it's gonna be something they opt into, could the part-time be in on it?
Again, that would be,
And the volunteer?
Yeah.
the
I
firemen?
think anybody that works
I would
for the city
assume
would
if
be able
volunteer
to-
firemen can, then the part-time could as
Yeah,
well.
anybody that works for the city would be able to opt into it.
Yeah. I-
Because then that would be a bigger pool of people.
Yeah.
It'd be, definitely get your 3 people.
Yeah, I think getting 3 people wouldn't be an issue, it would just be, how many, if it would be 3 or if it would be 23, so.
Yeah, I like that.
So do you want to table these
Yeah, I
two?
think, we'll make a motion that we table this until the December meeting.
I'll second that.
Thank you for letting me come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have a guard coat? I sure do.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
So, you know, I had a
Mrs. Reese?
policy.
Mrs. Griffin, this is adjournment.
Yes.
Mrs. Griffin? No, you're fine. Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Brown? It's fine.